COVID-19 has caused a lot of people to ask, is this the last days? That is this the end of times? Well, first, we need to understand we have been living in the last days ever since Christ ascended to the right hand of the Father. But what about the end of times? A time when the world as we know it comes to an end. When Jesus was asked about the end of times, he said, I have no idea, only the Father knows. Okay, well, what about all the bad stuff that's happening? You know, all the riots and the COVID-19. Are these a sign that the end of times are soon to be coming? Well, maybe, maybe not. No one knows the end of times except God the Father. Okay, then what is God doing about all the evil that's happening in the world today? Why isn't God doing something if He's so good and He has ultimate power and control over things? You know, those are two good questions, and Scripture does give us a look at what God is doing and how He is judging the evil and sin that we all see around us today. If we go to Romans chapter 1, starting with verse 21, we're here talking about what theologians call abandonment wrath. In this passage, Paul gives us a hard look at the reality of sin. He gives us a hard look at the effects of sin on mankind and how God deals with man because of man's sin. He gives us three levels of sin, one building upon the other, and three levels of the severity of God's reaction to that sin as to how God abandons man to his own sins. Verse 121, we see the first level of abandonment wrath. It says, God delivered them over to the cravings, that is, the desires of their hearts. Otherwise, God no longer directs and guides the hearts of men. He allows our conscience to run free, which allows us to do whatever we want to do. You know, whatever we desire to do, whether it be good or evil. And it appears to be mostly evil. Now, verse 26, we see the second level of abandonment wrath. It says, God delivered man over to the degrading passions. This is when the desires of our hearts no longer satisfy. It's when desires are never enough to make us happy. You know, man is always going to want more. And the more here is degrading sexual passions. It is where sexual desires are taken to a level so low that anything goes. Man no longer wants to control his or her passions and will do anything to gain satisfaction. Now, the last level of abandonment wrath is found in verse 28. It says, God delivered them over to a worthless mind to do whatever is morally wrong. This is when man becomes so depraved that any sense of moral propriety is lost. This is the point where good becomes evil and evil becomes good. Mankind is no longer evil within himself, but encourages others to take part in his evil. Paul says that's how God deals with the sins of mankind. Where are we? Which level of abandonment wrath are we in today? Which level are we experiencing? My guess is we are well established in the third level. So, when I'm asked, is this or that crisis a sign of the end of times, I will continue to say, I have no idea. Only God the Father knows. But I will explain that because of our depravity, God is abandoning us as a nation. He is turning His back on us, and He is allowing our depraved, evil nature to eat away and destroy this once great nation. What can we do about it? Well, Paul gives us the answer in chapter 2, verse 10, where he simply says, do good. Otherwise, take personal responsibility for your own life, take responsibility for your own sins, turn yourself around, and do godly good. If you want a deeper look into abandonment wrath theology, watch End of Times Part 2. A link is provided at the end of this video. In the meantime, give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and share, and then share again. If you want to know when I post a new video, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. Hey, thanks for watching. As Woodrow Crow always said when he closed down his radio broadcast, have a good and godly day. For what lasting value is a good day if it's not also a godly day? Hey, bye now.